You know how some people say their life changed with a single phone call? Yeah, I used to roll my eyes at that. Until it happened to me. It was a Thursday, late July. I was sitting in the kitchen of our house in Boulder, Colorado, pouring myself a cup of coffee before another long workday. My daughter Sophie was still asleep upstairs, and my husband Michael was on an early Zoom call in the study. My phone rang. I didn't recognize the number, New York area code. I almost let it go to voicemail. But something in me, I don't know, some instinct told me to pick up. Hello. Is this Rachel Parker? Yes, speaking. This is Dr. Monica Rayner. I'm calling from Summit Creek Medical in Brooklyn. I'm the on-call therapist working with your goddaughter, Lily Miller. The coffee pot slipped in my hand, clattering against the counter. Lily? What's going on? There was a pause. One of those heavy, clinical pauses that only ever means one thing. She was brought in last night after an intentional overdose. Her mother isn't here, and she gave us your name and number as her emergency contact. I didn't even hear the rest. My mind went blank. My body cold. Let me back up. Vanessa Miller, Lily's mom, had been my best friend since college. We were inseparable once, the kind of friendship where we'd finish each other's sentences, laugh at inside jokes from a decade ago, and text each other even when we had nothing to say. She'd gone through a nasty divorce from her ex, Brandon, and raised Lily on her own. I was there through all of it, the sleepless nights, the school drama, the therapy appointments, the crying in my arms when Lily started cutting herself at 13. I loved the kid like my own. And Vanessa? She always said I was her sister from another life. So you can imagine how it felt to find out her daughter had nearly died, and I was the one listed as her emergency contact. Not her mom, not her dad, me. I booked a red-eye flight that night. Left Michael with Sophie and told him I didn't know how long I'd be gone. When I got to the hospital in Brooklyn, Lily was sleeping. Her face looked so pale, so small, so broken. Dr. Rayner met me outside her room. She's stable, but fragile, emotionally raw. She asked for you this morning. My throat tightened. Does she know I'm here? She does now. I stepped inside. In the moment Lily saw me, she burst into tears. I held her for what felt like hours. She kept whispering. I didn't know what else to do. And, I'm sorry. I asked her where her mom was. She laughed bitterly. In Cancun. My mouth went dry. Cancun? Like, on vacation? She left 2 days ago. Didn't even say goodbye. Just texted me to be good. She's with Trisha and some guy she met online. I stood there, stunned. This wasn't just neglect. This was abandonment. Back at the hotel that night, I tried calling Vanessa. No answer. So I texted, Vanessa, it's Rachel. I'm in Brooklyn with Lily. She's in the hospital. Call me ASAP. No reply. I didn't sleep a second. I just watched the hotel room ceiling, wondering how my best friend could disappear at the exact moment her daughter needed her most. The next morning, I called again. This time she answered. Hey, Rach, she said, all fake cheerful. I could hear waves in the background, and what I swear was a cocktail shaker. I didn't even say hello. Do you know where Lily is right now? She hesitated. She's at your place, right? No, Vanessa. She's not. She's in the hospital. She tried to kill herself. And you left her alone in your apartment with a note and zero supervision. Silence. Then, she did what? You didn't even check in? I thought she'd be okay. I just needed a break. I'm not a bad mom, Rachel. You're not there. That's worse. She hung up on me. I didn't hear from her again for 2 days. In the meantime, I stayed with Lily. I coordinated with the hospital. I contacted a CPS caseworker, Ms. Denise Caldwell, who told me bluntly, this is serious. We'll be investigating her home environment. Can I stay with her? I asked. Ms. Caldwell looked at me. Are you willing to take temporary custody? Yes. Absolutely. I signed the paperwork. I didn't think twice. And that should have been it, right? Crisis averted. Kid's safe. Mom gets a reality check. But Vanessa? She came back swinging. The day she flew back from Mexico, she didn't come to the hospital. Didn't even check in with me. She went straight to David and Melissa Collins, Lily's dad and his second wife, and filed for emergency custody. She also filed something else. A police report. Accusing me of kidnapping her daughter. I got the call from a detective the next day. You're listed in a report filed by Ms. Vanessa Miller. She claims you unlawfully removed her daughter from her home and coerced her into staying with you. I sat on my hotel bed, shaking. She listed me as her emergency contact, I said. I didn't remove her. I rescued her. The detective sighed. I believe you. But it's going to court now. That courtroom gets heated, and the truth starts to unravel fast. Vanessa's lies. Lily's voice. And a judge who sees right through the games. It's about to get ugly. And I was just getting started. Courtrooms are colder than you'd think. Not just physically, though the air conditioning was working overtime that morning, but emotionally. Like all the warmth gets sucked out the minute someone decides your good deed might be a crime. I sat at the front of the Boulder County Family Court, wearing my best navy blazer, hands clenched in my lap. Lily sat next to me, her shoulders stiff, eyes glued to the floor. Vanessa, my former best friend, strutted in 20 minutes late, wearing a pencil skirt, heels, and her signature smug smile like she was walking into a charity gala, not a custody hearing. She didn't look at me. Didn't look at Lily either. Just slid into her chair and started scrolling through her phone like the whole situation was beneath her. The judge walked in, Judge Lauren Brooks, stern face, gray bun, sharp glasses. "Ms. Miller," she said, peering down at Vanessa, "you've filed an emergency custody request and a criminal complaint against Rachel Parker. Is that correct?" Vanessa stood. "Yes, Your Honor. I was out of town for a short business trip. When I came back, I found out that Ms. Parker had unlawfully taken my daughter from our home. She refuses to return her." The judge turned to me. "Ms. Parker." I stood, heart pounding. "Your Honor, Lily was hospitalized after a suicide attempt. She listed me as her emergency contact. I flew to New York and signed temporary guardianship papers at the hospital's request. Her mother didn't even know where she was until I called." Judge Brooks blinked. "Ms. Miller, is that true?" Vanessa's voice was syrupy. "Your Honor, my daughter has a history of mental health issues. She tends to exaggerate when she's overwhelmed." I bit my tongue so hard I tasted blood. Then Lily stood. She wasn't required to speak. No one had asked her to. But she did anyway. "My mom didn't call me for 5 days, she said, her voice quiet but clear. "She left the country and blocked my number. Rachel was the only person I felt safe calling. She's always been there for me." Vanessa scoffed. "Lily, you were fine before I left." "No," Lily snapped. "I wasn't. I told you I wasn't, and you said I was being dramatic." The whole room went silent. Judge Brooks looked at Vanessa. "Ms. Miller, when exactly did you leave the country?" Vanessa squirmed. "It was a girls' retreat, not a full vacation. I needed space." "And did you inform your daughter where you were going, how long you'd be gone, or who she could contact in case of an emergency?" "She's 16, Vanessa said. "Not a child." Judge Brooks didn't blink. "She's 16. And suicidal. That is a child." The judge recessed for 15 minutes. Outside the courtroom, Vanessa finally turned to me. "You're enjoying this, aren't you?" "Excuse me." "Playing hero. Making me look like the villain." "I didn't have to make you look like anything, Vanessa. You did that all by yourself." She stepped closer. "She's my daughter. Then why did she have to beg a stranger in a hospital to call me instead of you?" Her jaw clenched. "You're jealous," she hissed. I blinked. "Of what?" "Of me. My life. My freedom. My ability to live without everything weighing me down." I laughed, loud enough for Lily to hear. "Freedom? Vanessa, you're a prisoner of your own ego, and you're dragging Lily down with you." She stepped back like I'd slapped her. Back inside, Judge Brooks returned with her ruling. "Effective immediately, temporary custody will remain with Ms. Parker. Ms. Miller, your neglect of your daughter's well-being during a known mental health crisis is deeply concerning." Vanessa's jaw dropped. The judge continued. "You are hereby ordered to attend court-approved parenting classes and submit to bi-weekly home wellness checks. You may have supervised visitation at a later date, pending Lily's consent." Vanessa stood abruptly. "This is insane. She's manipulating all of you." Lily didn't even look at her. After the hearing, we walked out into the bright Colorado sun. Lily turned to me. "Do you think she'll ever change?" I wanted to lie. I really did. But I said, "I think she'll try, when she realizes no one's clapping anymore." Lily nodded, biting her lip. "Thank you for not giving up on me." "I never will," I said. But the battle wasn't over. Later that week, Vanessa went on Facebook and posted this: "Beware of friends who want your life. Some women pretend to help but are really trying to replace you." She didn't name me. She didn't have to. Her friends flooded the comments. People who didn't know a thing about what really happened, saying things like, "You're a great mom, Vanessa. Your daughter is lucky to have you. That woman should be ashamed of herself." I didn't respond. But someone else did. Jessica Harmon, my cousin, someone who hadn't spoken up in years. She commented, "Your daughter needed help. You chose Cancun." The post got taken down 2 hours later. Let me ask you this. What kind of person watches their child fall apart and decides a tan is more important? What kind of friend turns around and files a police report when you're the only one who shows up? And what would you do if you were me? Vanessa starts digging. She wants Lily back, not because she's changed, but because she's losing control. And when she crosses the line with Lily's father, let's just say, I'm not the only one she's about to lose. 3 weeks passed. 3 weeks of calm. 3 weeks of therapy sessions, homework, late-night movies, and quiet dinners that didn't end in shouting or slam doors. Lily was still fragile, but healing like a vase glued back together. You could still see the cracks, but the shape held. Then Vanessa showed up. She didn't call, didn't text, just knocked on my door one Wednesday evening around 6 p.m., wearing oversized sunglasses and a fake smile like she was stopping by to borrow sugar. Lily was upstairs, FaceTiming a classmate. I opened the door and stepped outside, blocking her path. "We need to talk," Vanessa said. "No," I replied. "You need to leave." She crossed her arms. "I just want to see my daughter." "You can do that through the proper channels. You're violating the court order." "Oh, please," she scoffed. "You're acting like I'm a danger to her." "You're not dangerous," I said. "You're unstable. And she knows it now." Vanessa's expression flickered. "She's confused. You've been feeding her lies." I laughed. "I haven't fed her a thing except warm food and honesty. She's finally safe. And that terrifies you." She looked past me, toward the upstairs window. "I'm her mother, Rachel. And where was that mother when she was taking pills alone in an empty apartment?" That shut her up. For a second. Then she reached into her purse and pulled out a glossy pamphlet. "I'm enrolling in therapy. Group sessions. I'm trying to fix things." I took the pamphlet and glanced at it. A generic wellness center outside town. No licensed clinicians. Probably a yoga studio with a rebrand. "Is this for the court? Or for her?" Vanessa didn't answer. "Right," I said. "Goodbye, Vanessa." And I closed the door in her face. Later that night, Lily came downstairs holding her phone. "Was that her?" I nodded. "She didn't ask for me?" I paused. "She said she wants to see you. But she didn't ask how you were doing." Lily blinked. "Sounds about right." The next day, Lily's father, David Collins, called me. We'd only spoken a few times, mostly about court logistics. But this time, his voice was off. "Vanessa came to my office," he said. My stomach dropped. "Why?" "She said she's concerned about Lily. Said you were alienating her. Making her choose sides." I almost laughed. "Does she really believe that?" David sighed. "I think she believes what serves her. But..." Melissa heard the whole conversation. "She kicked Vanessa out." "Good," I said. "She doesn't get to play victim anymore." There was a pause. Then David added, "Melissa thinks we should pursue joint custody. You and us. Leave Vanessa out of it until she actually proves she's capable." I blinked. "Wait, you're saying..." "I'm saying I'd rather Lily be with someone who shows up than someone who wants credit." The following week, Vanessa spiraled. She posted screenshots of court documents, redacted, of course, with captions like, "Funny how the people who pretend to help are the ones doing the most damage." She DM'd Lily's friends. She showed up at Summit Creek High, trying to talk to teachers and guidance counselors. She even emailed Dr. Rayner, Lily's therapist, asking for progress reports. Eventually, the judge issued a formal no-contact order outside of supervised visits. Vanessa had gone from concerned mother to full-on stalker. And the more she lost control, the more she blamed me. Then, one evening, my phone buzzed. It was an unknown number. I almost ignored it. But when I picked up, I heard crying. "Rachel, it's Jessica, Vanessa's older cousin." We hadn't spoken in years. She showed up at my apartment. At midnight. Drunk. Screaming that you stole her life. I rubbed my eyes. Jesus, I gave her a place to sleep, but Rachel, she's unraveling. She said things I can't repeat. That wasn't the part that shook me. It was what came next. She said if she can't have Lily, no one will. The next morning, I filed an emergency report. The judge ordered Vanessa to attend a psychiatric evaluation. It felt awful, but also necessary. Lily deserved peace, and I'd fight tooth and nail to make sure she had it. That weekend, Lily and I sat on the porch, sharing frozen yogurt. She looked up suddenly and said, "You know what scares me?" "What?" "That if I ever start to feel better, she'll come back and ruin it." I looked her in the eye. "She can't ruin what she didn't build." Lily nodded. And for the first time in weeks, she smiled. "So let me ask you. What do you do when the person who gave you life becomes the one threatening it? Would you still try to fix them? Would you hope they'll change? Or would you finally admit the truth that some people just aren't meant to be in your future?" In Chapter 4, the court makes a final decision. But not before Vanessa pulls one last, vicious trick. And this time, she won't just burn bridges. She'll burn herself. The courthouse was packed that morning. Final custody hearing. 3 months after the overdose. 3 months after Vanessa tried to paint me as a kidnapper. 3 months of supervised visits, most of which she canceled last minute, showed up late, or left Lily crying in the car afterward. And now? It all came down to this. The judge would decide who Lily would live with permanently. Lily sat beside me in her blue dress, fidgeting with a bracelet Zoe had mailed her for luck. "You okay?" I whispered. She nodded. "Nervous." "Me too." Vanessa walked in 5 minutes late, again, with her lawyer trailing behind her like he didn't even want to be there. She wore a white blouse, pearl earrings, and that same practiced grief face she'd been wearing since the first hearing. Fake sadness. Real manipulation. Judge Lauren Brooks didn't waste time. "This is the final review for the custody case regarding Lily Miller, currently in temporary care under Ms. Rachel Parker." She looked over the room. "Both parties will present closing statements. Then we'll hear directly from the minor, if she's still willing." Vanessa's attorney stood first. "Your Honor, my client has taken steps to address past instability. She has entered a treatment program, begun weekly therapy, and has expressed a sincere desire to repair the relationship with her daughter." He paused. "It is clear Ms. Miller was under extreme stress during the events in question. But stress does not make her unfit. It makes her human." Vanessa dabbed her eyes for effect. I almost gagged. My attorney, a brilliant woman named Kendra Evans, stood next. "Your Honor, what's at stake here is not whether Ms. Miller feels remorse. It's whether Lily is safe." She handed over a folder. Included are records from 10 canceled supervised visits. Text from MS. Miller asking Lily's school counselor to put in a good word. Reports from her therapist, Dr. Rayner, stating that each visit left Lily in worse emotional condition. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. Truth speaks loudest in a quiet room. Then the judge turned to Lily. "Would you like to speak?" Lily stood. She was shaking visibly, but her chin was up. She walked to the stand. "I don't want to live with my mom," she said. No hesitation. "She says she wants to change, but she only shows up when it makes her look good. I was sick, and she left. She said it was a break. I almost died." Gasps. From someone in the back. Vanessa flinched. "She used to say I was too much," Lily continued. "Too dramatic. Too emotional. But Rachel never said that. Rachel just stayed. And I feel safe now." Judge Brooks nodded solemnly. "Thank you, Lily." Lily sat back down. Vanessa didn't look at her once. And then, Vanessa did the unthinkable. She stood up without being asked and said, loudly, "She's been coached. She's lying to hurt me. You all think I'm some kind of monster, but no one talks about how Rachel always wanted my life. My house. My kid." The courtroom gasped. Her lawyer tried to pull her back, whispering harshly, but she kept going. "She stole my daughter. She manipulated her when she was vulnerable." Then, as if she wasn't digging deep enough already, she added, "Lily was always like this. Always seeking attention. It's not my fault she's broken." That was it. The room froze. Lily started crying. The judge slammed the gavel. "Enough, Ms. Miller. Sit down." When the ruling came, it was almost anticlimactic. Full permanent custody is awarded to Ms. Rachel Parker. Lily reached for my hand under the table. Her grip was tight. Vanessa tried to storm out, but her lawyer held her back. As she passed me, she hissed, "You think you won? Wait until she turns on you." I turned slowly. "I didn't win, Vanessa." "Lily did." That night, we had dinner on the porch, just Lily, Michael, Sophie, and me. Spaghetti and garlic bread and root beer floats. No shouting. No tension. No fear. Lily looked across the table and whispered, "I didn't think I'd ever get this." "You deserve it," I said. She smiled. "A real one. Let me ask you. If you knew a child was drowning and her mother was too busy taking selfies to throw a rope, would you still hesitate? Would you still worry about playing hero? Or would you jump in?" Vanessa's mask finally falls in public, and the people who once cheered her on, they start walking away. And what she does next takes things way too far. Let me know when you're ready. You won't believe what she tries to do next. After the ruling, I expected silence. Honestly, I hoped for it. I thought maybe Vanessa would just disappear, lick her wounds, process her failure, and accept that this was over. Instead, she went scorched earth. First came the Instagram post. A black and white photo of Lily from 5 years ago, captioned, "You were stolen. Brainwashed. One day, you'll remember who your real family is." It got hundreds of likes, mostly from people who didn't know the full story. People who still believed Vanessa's curated version of reality, the beach vacations, the glowing skin, the hashtag girlboss captions. But it wasn't the post that hit hardest. It was the tagged photos. One in particular. A blurry, zoomed-in pic of me and Lily outside a smoothie place. She'd written over it in red text, "Abductor. Manipulator. Not her mother." I stared at the screen, my hands trembling. Michael took the phone from me. "She's lost it. I need to call our lawyer," I whispered. But before I could, my phone buzzed again. Jessica Harmon, Vanessa's cousin. Hey, you might want to check Twitter. My stomach dropped. On Twitter, Vanessa had gone full meltdown. She posted a thread, 12 tweets long, claiming I had forged guardianship papers, that I'd seduced Lily's father, that I was mentally unstable and obsessed with replacing her. It was unhinged and viral. That night, Lily found it. She sat on the edge of the couch, holding her phone in both hands like it was burning her. She really said this? She did. She said you tried to replace her? She's spiraling, Lily. I want to respond. I put a hand on her knee. You don't have to defend me. I'm okay. She stared at me. No, I have to defend me. She posted a single note to her private Instagram. I wasn't stolen. I wasn't brainwashed. I was abandoned. My mother left me when I needed her most. Rachel didn't take me, she saved me. That's all there is to say. Within an hour, the post had over 700 likes, dozens of comments, all supportive. And then, something shifted. People started leaving Vanessa's camp. Her feed, once a sea of affirmations, was suddenly filled with, "This isn't okay. You lost your daughter, and you're blaming everyone but yourself. Maybe look in the mirror." She started deleting comments, then deleting posts. By morning, the entire Twitter thread was gone. But it didn't end there. Because when toxic people lose control of the narrative, they go for the nuclear option. 3 days later, Lily came home from school shaking. She showed up, she said. Who? Mom. She was parked outside the building, waiting for me. My heart stopped. She talked to you? No, the principal saw her. Security escorted her off. But Rachel, she watched me walk to class. I called the school immediately. Then I called my lawyer. Then the police. Vanessa had violated the no-contact order. Again. This time, it stuck. A judge issued a restraining order. No contact. No school visits. No online harassment. Nothing. Violation would result in jail time. The sheriff delivered it to her door the next day. And according to Jessica, Vanessa threw it in the trash and screamed for 2 straight hours. A week passed. Then 2. And for the first time in months, we had peace. Real peace. Lily's grades improved. She started painting again. She even made the school's art showcase. She wasn't just surviving anymore. She was living. But you want to know the moment that really got me? It was a Sunday night. We were folding laundry, talking about whether pineapple belongs on pizza, and Lily suddenly said, "Thank you for not letting her break you." I looked at her. Lily, she smiled. If she had, I wouldn't be here. My throat closed up. She meant it. Literally. So let me ask you, what do you do when someone tries to rewrite the story of your life? Do you fight fire with fire? Or do you let the truth speak for itself? Vanessa goes silent. But Lily and I? We find a new voice, one built on healing, not survival. And the most unexpected person comes back to make things right. Let's close this story the way it deserves. After the restraining order went through, it was like someone had turned off the volume on Vanessa's world. No more texts. No more posts. No more pop-up appearances at school drop-offs or grocery stores. She vanished. At first, I thought it was the calm before the next storm, because that's what I'd come to expect from her. That she'd go underground for a while, then come back swinging with a new smear campaign or legal threat. But the weeks stretched into months. And there was nothing. Just silence. And in that silence, Lily and I started to breathe again. Life didn't go back to normal, because normal had never really existed, not for Lily, and not for me. But we created something better. We built routines. Sunday pancakes. Wednesday night sketch club in the living room. Saturdays at the farmer's market. She made new friends. Real ones. Friends who didn't tiptoe around her trauma or treat her like a cautionary tale. Just friends. She started calling our house home. She started calling me mom. Not all the time. Just once. But once was enough. Michael was the one who noticed the biggest shift. She laughs now, he said one night as we watched her run across the yard with her daughter Sophie. She never used to. Not like that. I know. She's safe. She is. Then, out of nowhere, David Collins, Lily's dad, called me. I heard from Vanessa, he said. My stomach clenched. What does she want? Nothing, he said. She's not fighting anything. She just sent an email. Said she's moving to Oregon. Some yoga retreat/rehab center. Said she's tired of trying to be someone she's not. I sat down. She said she's sorry, David added quietly. For what? I asked. He hesitated. For everything. But not to you. Or Lily. Just generally. We both knew what that meant. An apology to no one is an apology to everyone but the people who matter. The next day, Lily found a letter on the front porch. No stamp. No return address. Just her name. She brought it to me, unsure if she even wanted to open it. "Do you want me to read it first?" I asked. She nodded. I sat on the edge of her bed and read it in silence. It wasn't long. It wasn't kind. It wasn't cruel either. It was detached. Vanessa wrote about needing space, about how she felt like motherhood had trapped her, about how she hoped Lily could forgive her one day. "No, I love you. No, I'm sorry. Just, maybe one day we'll understand each other better." I folded the letter and handed it back. Lily didn't ask what it said. She just opened her window, took one long look at the paper, and let it go. It floated out into the wind and disappeared into the trees. That was the day I knew she was done chasing people who never stayed. Months passed. Lily got into an arts high school, started therapy again, this time on her own terms. She painted a mural in our basement of a rising sun behind a mountain range. Said it felt like her. Sophie started calling her Sissy. Michael started leaving 2 coffee cups out in the morning instead of 1. And me? I stopped waiting for the other shoe to drop. Then, one sunny afternoon, someone knocked on our door. It was Jessica Harmon, Vanessa's cousin. She looked nervous, holding a small box in her hands. "I found this," she said. "Vanessa left it with my mom before she left. Said it was for Lily when she was ready." Inside the box were photos. Old ones. Pre-meltdown. Lily as a toddler on the beach. Lily and Vanessa baking cookies. A drawing Lily had made when she was 7, with a stick figure labeled Mom and one labeled Aunt Rachel, both holding hands. There was also a bracelet. A charm bracelet Vanessa had once worn daily, with a single heart charm that said, Lily. Lily took the box without a word. That night, she added the bracelet to her bedside table. Not because she missed her mother, but because closure doesn't always come with revenge. Sometimes it's a box. Sometimes it's a quiet choice to keep a memory and leave the pain behind. Now, Lily is 17. She volunteers at an after-school art program for middle school kids with anxiety. She's writing a graphic novel about a girl who saves herself when the hero never shows up. She still goes to therapy. She still has rough days. But she's here, and she's whole. And every time she calls out, Mom, from another room, I remember how close I came to never hearing that word from her lips. So now I want to ask you, what does it mean to be a parent? Is it biology? A last name? Or is it staying when things are ugly? When someone's at their worst, and you love them anyway? Tell me in the comments. And if you've ever had to walk away from family to find yourself, or stepped into someone's life when no one else would. Share your story, because sometimes the people we lose make room for the ones we were always meant to have.